I am so grateful your heart led you here to this still corner of the morning, where we can sit together for just a moment before the world begins to rush. If you find comfort in these quiet prayers, I would be so honored to have you join our Miracle Prayer Studio family by subscribing, so we can continue to support one another's spirits every single day. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven, as John Milton once beautifully wrote. And I am talking to you today because I know how quickly that internal landscape can shift when we first open our eyes. We are sitting here together in this soft light, perhaps still feeling the weight of yesterday's shadows, or the quiet hum of a nervous heart that doesn't quite know why it is trembling. I am reaching out to you because I understand the way a single thought can grow like a weed in the early hours, tangling itself around our peace until we feel restricted and tired before we have even left our beds. We're talking to each other as friends who know that the most important journey of the day isn't the commute we take or the tasks we finish, but the journey from a cluttered, anxious mind to a heart that rests securely in the Father's hands. It is in these first few breaths of the day that we decide who will be the master of our thoughts, the fears that whisper from the corners, or the King who speaks of eternal love and steady calm. In Romans 12:2, we find such a gentle yet powerful invitation to change our inner lives, as the scripture reminds us, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God." My dear Lord, I am opening my soul to you this morning in the silence that precedes the noise of the world. Father, I come with a heart that is often heavy with the expectations of this life, and I'm asking you to help me breathe in the stillness of your presence. My King, I am noticing the way my mind immediately tries to race ahead into the challenges of the afternoon, and I am asking you to gently pull me back into the present moment where your grace resides. I am looking at the thoughts that have already begun to gather like grey clouds in my spirit. Thoughts of not being enough, thoughts of old mistakes, and the quiet fear that I will fall short today, just as I have before. Jesus, I am handing these clouds to you one by one, watching as the light of your love begins to dissolve their edges. Father in heaven, I am so thankful that I do not have to be the architect of my own peace, for my own designs are often fragile and easily broken by a harsh word or a difficult circumstance. I am leaning into you as my firm foundation, the rock that does not shift when the ground beneath me feels uncertain. My King, I am surrendering the control I so desperately try to maintain over the people I love and the outcomes of my efforts. I am laying down the heavy shield I carry to protect my heart, realizing that you are my true shield and my fortress. I want to spend this day walking in the freedom of being your child, knowing that your eyes are always on me with a look of infinite tenderness and pride. My dear Lord, I am asking you to renew the way I see myself and the way I see the world around me. Sometimes I feel as though my mind is a room that has been left in the dark for too long, and I am asking you to walk through and open every window to let in the light of your truth. Please sweep away the dust of bitterness and the cobwebs of resentment that I have allowed to gather in the corners of my heart. I want my mind to be a sanctuary, a place where your spirit feels at home and where thoughts of kindness and gratitude can flourish like a well-tended garden. Jesus, help me to recognize the lies of the enemy before they can take root, and give me the strength to replace every negative whisper with the solid truth of your promises. Father, I am thinking of the day ahead the meetings, the chores, the simple interactions and the complex problems, and I'm asking you to be the filter for every thought that enters my consciousness. When I feel the first sting of anxiety about a deadline or a difficult conversation, please let your peace be the immediate response of my heart. I am surrendering my need for approval and my fear of rejection, asking that my only concern would be to walk in step with your spirit. My King, I am asking for a clarity that goes beyond my own understanding. I want to see the people I meet today through your eyes of compassion, and I want to respond to every situation with a wisdom that comes only from sitting at your feet. My dear Lord, I am lifting up the areas of my life where I feel most vulnerable and afraid. I am talking to you about my finances, my health, and the future of my family, and I am placing all of these concerns into your massive, capable hands. Father, I am choosing to believe that you are my provider and that you will never leave me to face a storm alone. I am asking for your healing touch on the parts of my mind that are scarred by past trauma and the hurts that I have carried for far too long. Please mend the broken places in my spirit and give me the courage to move forward with a heart that is no longer held captive by the shadows of yesterday. My King, I am asking for your guidance in my work and in my service to others. Let my efforts today be like a prayer, an offering of excellence and love that points back to your goodness. I am asking for the strength to be patient when things don't go according to my plan, and the grace to be humble when I experience success. Please protect my focus today, keeping me from the distractions and the noise that seek to steal my time and my peace. I want to be present for the people you put in my path, offering them a listening ear and a heart that reflects your love. Father in heaven, I am so grateful for the small miracles that I so often overlook, the breath in my lungs, the warmth of the sun, and the quiet comfort of your presence in the middle of a busy day. I am choosing to be a person of gratitude, making a list in my mind of all the ways you have been faithful to me in the past. I am looking back at the mountains you have already moved and the valleys you have walked through with me, and my heart is filled with a renewed confidence for the journey ahead. Jesus, I am resting in the truth that you are for me, that you are with me, and that you are making a way where there seems to be no way. My dear Lord, I am surrendering my anxiety about the things I cannot control. I am letting go of the need to know the how and the when, and I am choosing to rest in the who. I know that you are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and that every moment of my life is held within your sovereign care. I am asking for a spirit of deep rest, even as I move through a busy schedule. Let there be a quiet place within me that remains untouched by the chaos of the world, a secret chamber where I can always find you waiting for me. Father, I am praying for those around me who are also struggling with heavy thoughts and anxious hearts. I ask that you would use me as a source of encouragement and a reminder of your peace. Let my words be seasoned with grace, and my actions be filled with the kindness of your Spirit. I am asking for your protection over my mind throughout the night and into the days to come, that I would wake up each morning with a renewed sense of your purpose and your love. My King, I am ending this prayer with a heart that is full of expectation and a mind that is fixed on you. I am stepping out into this day not in my own strength, but in the power of your Spirit. I am trusting you to lead me, to protect me, and to renew me with every step I take. Thank you for your endless grace and your unfailing love. I am yours, and I am am safe in your hands. My King, as I sit here, I am reflecting on the way my thoughts often feel like a turbulent sea, and I am asking you to speak your peace, be still, over the waves of my mind. I am thinking about the specific worries that try to steal my breath, the concern over my children's future, the pressure to perform at my job, and the subtle ways I compare my life to those around me. Father, I am bringing these specific thoughts to you, and I am asking you to replace the spirit of comparison with a spirit of contentment. I want to be so rooted in your love for me that I no longer feel the need to look to the left or to the right for validation. My dear Lord, help me to find my worth solely in the fact that I am your beloved child, bought with a price and called for a purpose that is unique to me. Father in heaven, I am surrendering the to-do list that often feels like a heavy chain around my neck. I am giving you my schedule and my priorities, asking you to order my day according to your divine wisdom. Please help me to distinguish between what is urgent and what is truly important in your eyes. I don't want to spend my life chasing after things that do not matter in eternity, but I want to invest my time and my energy in the things that bring your kingdom to earth. My King, grant me a heart that is sensitive to the needs of the people I will encounter today, so that I don't miss the opportunity to be your hands and feet because I am too busy with my own agenda. My dear Lord, I am asking for a healing of my imagination. So often I use the gift of creativity you gave me to imagine the worst possible outcomes, and I'm asking you to sanctify my thoughts so that I use my imagination to see your possibilities instead. Help me to visualize your peace flooding my workplace, your healing touching my body, and your grace restoring my relationships. I am choosing to dwell on whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, and whatever is admirable. Jesus, I am making a conscious decision to turn my eyes away from the distractions that feed my anxiety and to fix my gaze on the beauty of your character. Father, I am talking to you about the physical exhaustion that often accompanies a mind filled with worry. I am asking for your supernatural strength to sustain my body as you renew my mind. I pray that as my thoughts find rest in you, my physical strength would also be restored. I am asking for the grace to take the breaks I need today, to breathe deeply of your spirit, and to remember that I am a human being, not a machine. My King, I am thankful for the way you designed us to need you, and I am leaning into that dependency with a sense of relief rather than shame. My dear Lord, I am praying for a renewal of my speech as a result of the renewal of my mind. I want the words that come out of my mouth today to be a reflection of the peace that I am finding in you. Help me to speak life into my own situations and into the lives of others. Let me be a person who speaks hope where there is despair and faith where there is doubt. I am asking you to set a guard over my lips so that I do not contribute to the noise and the negativity of the world, but instead I bring a refreshing word to those who are weary. My King, I am thinking about the silence of this morning and how it feels like a gift that I so often rush past. I am choosing to linger in this stillness with you for a little longer, letting your presence soak into the dry places of my soul. Father, I am like a plant that has been without rain, and your spirit is the refreshing shower that brings me back to life. I am asking you to nourish the seeds of faith that you have planted within me, and to help me grow in a trust that is not easily shaken by the wind. I want to be like a tree planted by the water, whose leaves do not wither, and who does not fear when the heat comes. My dear Lord, I am reflecting on your faithfulness throughout my life. I am remembering the times when I was at the end of my rope, and you met me there with exactly what I needed. I am looking back at the prayers you answered in ways I didn't expect, and the ways you protected me from things I thought I wanted, but that weren't good for me. Father, your track record in my life is perfect, and I am choosing to use those memories as a shield against the doubts that are trying to penetrate my mind today. If you were faithful then, you will be faithful now, and you will be faithful in the hours to come. Jesus, I am asking for a spirit of profound joy to rise up within me as my mind is renewed. I want to be a person who carries a quiet joy that is not dependent on my circumstances, but on the unchangeable fact of your love. I am asking you to break the power of any lingering sadness or heaviness that has been weighing down my spirit. Please fill me with the hope that only you can provide, a hope that serves as an anchor for my soul, firm and secure. I am looking forward to the day with a sense of wonder, curious to see how you will move and how you will show yourself to me in the ordinary moments. Father in heaven, I am surrendering my need for perfect understanding. I am choosing to trust your heart even when I cannot trace your hand. I am comfortable with the mystery of your ways, knowing that your thoughts are higher than my thoughts and your ways are higher than my ways. My King, I am content to be your child, following you one step at a time, trusting that you know the path and that you are leading me toward a good destination. I am resting in your sovereignty, finding a deep and abiding peace in the knowledge that you are the Lord of all. My dear Lord, I am finishing this time of prayer with a heart that is anchored in your grace. I am moving out into the world with a sense of your presence surrounding me like a cloak of light. Jesus, please be my strength when I am weak and my clarity when I am confused. I surrender every hour of this day to your lead, asking that you would use me for your glory. Thank you for the gift of a renewed mind and a heart that is set on you. I am ready to face whatever comes my way, because I am never alone. Moving deeper into the stillness of this morning, we are walking together away from the noise and entering a sacred place where the air finally feels lighter. I am looking at the landscape of our lives and seeing how often we try to hold the sky up with our own hands, forgetting that the one who made the stars is already holding us in his palm. It is a shared journey of learning to be small in the hands of a God who is very big. Sometimes we believe that our worries are proof of our responsibility, but in reality, they are just weights that keep us from running the race that has been set before us. I am reaching out to you through these words because I know the heavy fatigue of carrying a future that hasn't even happened yet. Together, we are learning to let go of the invisible bricks we have been stacking in our hearts for far too long. We are discovering that peace isn't found in having all the answers, but in knowing the one who holds the questions. In 1 Peter 5:7, we are met with an invitation that sounds almost too kind to be true, telling us to cast all our anxiety on him because he cares for us. Think about that word cast for a moment. It isn't a gentle placing or a careful setting down, but a throwing away, a decisive and physical motion of releasing something that was never intended for our hands to hold. My dear Lord, I see now that you don't just tolerate my fears, you actually care about the small details that keep me awake at night. You aren't a distant ruler watching from a high throne, but a father who reaches down to take the heavy pack off my tired shoulders. I've spent so many days acting as if I were an orphan, trying to manage my own safety and security. But your word reminds me that I am cherished and seen. This care you offer is not conditional on my performance or my strength. It is a constant, steady love that remains even when I am at my weakest and most vulnerable point. My King, my heart is overflowing with a quiet thanks because you have never turned your face away from my cluttered and messy thoughts. Thank you for being the one place in this entire world where I don't have to pretend to be brave or put on a mask of perfection. I appreciate the way you wait for me to stop talking, so I can finally hear your gentle whisper in the silence of my room. Father in heaven, please forgive me for the many times I have treated your promises like mere suggestions, rather than the solid foundations they truly are. I'm sorry for the hours I have wasted trying to figure out things that only you have the power to resolve. Forgive me for letting my anxiety become an idol, something I focused on more than I focused on your grace and your infinite power. I want to live with a heart that is clear of the heavy guilt that comes from trying to do everything on my own. I receive your mercy right now, and I let go of the shame that tells me I should have been stronger than I am. Jesus, I am asking for a deep and lasting emotional healing for those parts of my soul that still jump at shadows and old memories. Please touch the moments from my past that cause my heart to race in the present, and replace that fear with the absolute certainty of your protection. I need your strength to face the difficult conversations and tasks that might come my way today, not with a defensive spirit, but with a heart that is anchored in your love. Grant me a sense of contentment that doesn't depend on my circumstances or my bank account. Whether the day brings success or unexpected challenges, I want to remain steady and calm. I pray for a mind that is so saturated with your presence that there is no room left for the poisons of comparison or jealousy. Let me see my life through your eyes, recognizing the beauty in the ordinary tasks and the miracles that are hidden in the mundane moments of a day. I am placing my trust in your sovereignty, knowing that you are working all things together for my ultimate good. My dear Lord, as I sit here with you, I recognize that my anxiety is often just a symptom of my desire to be in control of things I cannot touch. I offer you the what-ifs that haunt my thoughts when the house is quiet and the world seems too large to manage. I give you the fear of the unknown and the worry about what people think of me. Instead of these burdens, I ask for the gift of a sound mind and a spirit of peace. Help me to remember that you have gone before me into this day and that you are already standing in my tomorrow, preparing the way with goodness. I don't need to see the whole map as long as I am holding the hand of the guide who loves me. My King, refresh my spirit with the knowledge that your grace is sufficient for me in every single moment of this life. I choose to rest in your love, believing that you are more than enough for everything I will face. I am grateful for this time of deep connection, and I walk forward now with a heart that is leaning entirely on your strength. I am ready to see the world through the lens of your mercy and to share that light with everyone I meet. I am resting and trusting in you. I belong to you forevermore, and I trust that you will never let me go. Standing now on the threshold of the day, we feel the warmth of the light beginning to reach the hidden corners of our hearts. I am looking at the world outside my window and realizing that we don't have to carry the peace we found in this room like a fragile glass that might shatter at the first sign of trouble. Instead, this peace is like a well within us, deep and constant, ready to sustain us even when the environment around us becomes frantic or demanding. We are stepping out not as people who have simply escaped our anxiety for a moment, but as souls who have been equipped to walk right through it. I am sensing that as we prepare to interact with others, our quiet confidence becomes a gift we can offer to everyone we meet. We are moving from this place of prayer into a world that is often hungry for the very stillness we have just received. My King, as I prepare to close this time of communion, my heart turns toward the people you have placed in my life. I am lifting up my friends and my family members, especially those who are currently struggling under the weight of their own silent battles. Father in heaven, for every soul who feels paralyzed by the fear of the future or the regrets of the past, I ask for your gentle intervention. Please wrap your arms around the children who feel overwhelmed by the pressures of school and the voices of comparison that seek to steal their joy. I pray for the parents who are weary and the workers who feel undervalued, asking that you would remind them of their infinite worth in your eyes. My dear Lord, let your healing touch reach the broken places in our communities, mending relationships and softening hearts that have grown cold or bitter. Jesus, I specifically ask for those who cannot find words to pray for themselves today, for the ones trapped in the darkness of depression or the storms of intense anxiety. I ask that you would be their anchor and their very breath. Let them feel a sudden and inexplicable sense of your presence, a light that pierces through the fog of their thoughts. I am offering my own peace on their behalf, asking that you would multiply it and share it with those who feel they have nothing left to give. Father, I lift up the lonely and the forgotten, the ones who wake up to a quiet house and a heavy heart. May they find in you a friend who never leaves and a companion who understands the depths of their soul better than they do themselves. My dear Lord, I am making a bold and humble affirmation of my trust in your perfect plan. I am declaring that you are the foundation of my life, a rock that cannot be moved by the changing tides of my emotions or the shifting winds of world events. Even when I do not understand the path ahead, I choose to believe that your goodness is chasing after me. I am resting in the truth that you are working all things together for my benefit and for your glory. My King, I choose to see every challenge as an opportunity to experience your strength and every delay as a chance to grow in patience. I am letting go of the need to be the hero of my own story, finding total satisfaction in being a child of the Most High God. Father, I am placing the final hours of this day into your hands before they even begin. I entrust my successes and my failures to you, knowing that neither of them can define me as long as I am yours. I am surrendering my reputation, my goals and my desires, asking that your will would be done in me and through me. Please keep me from the temptation to lean on my own understanding when things get difficult. I want my life to be a living testament to your grace, a song of praise that continues even when the music of the world stops. My dear Lord, I am giving you my evening rest and my midnight thoughts, asking that even in my sleep, my mind would be renewed by your Spirit. Jesus, I am asking for the most precious gift of all, the gift of your constant accompaniment. I do not want to walk a single step without feeling the rhythm of your heartbeat close to mine. Stay with me in meetings, when I am doing chores, and when I am simply sitting in the silence of my own thoughts. When the noise of the world grows loud and the voices of doubt begin to whisper, let your voice be the one I hear above all others. I am asking you to be the filter through which I see every situation and the strength with which I handle every burden. My King, Do not let me wander away from this state of peace. Hold my hand tightly and lead me through the valleys and the mountaintops alike. My King, I am ending this prayer with a heart that is full of expectation. I am not the person who began this conversation with you. The clouds have parted, and the path is clear because you are standing there at the end of it, beckoning me forward. I am truly grateful for the way you have listened to my heart and the way you have already begun to heal my mind. I am ready to face the world with a smile that comes from deep within, knowing that I am loved, I am protected, and I am never, ever alone. I step out now in faith, hope, and the overwhelming power of your love. Thank you for this sacred time. I belong to you, I trust in you, and I love you dearly with all that I am. Amen.